Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm filming another payday routine video. I'm thinking today's just going to be a quick one because I feel like there's not too much to do. I'm just going to kind of allocate the funds of my paycheck to where they need to go, and then also we're going to take a look at my medical sinking fund and maybe change things with that a little bit. Let's just kind of get into what we're doing here today. I have like my breakdown from my payday routine from last time on here, and now we're gonna go through my newest payday. So I'm going to first put my pay in here, and then we will kind of adjust things as needed. So now my pay is in here and we need to kind of move things around. So last time we contributed to my investments. I think I talked about before how I will not be specifically budgeting out an amount to go to like emergency or whatever type of savings, because it'll be like whenever I have money left over from not spending is when I'll kind of allocate things. And right now my emergency fund, I'm like keeping it where it is, and my medical fund, we'll talk about that now, but I'm not going to be adding any more into that. So let's just start with the spending account. So basically what I do is I take half from each paycheck for how much my spending will be, but it's for the next month, just because I get anxiety if there's like too little amount of money. I basically take like, so $950 is what I budgeted for what it would cost for like a month of all of my necessary spending. So I take $475 from one and $475 from the other, and then at the end of this month I will move all that over for next month, if that makes sense. So right now what's in my checking account is money that I had from last month's pay. So I'm just gonna start by putting $475 as what's going in my spending account. Also, I need to get rid of this emergency thing here. And then the last thing, my goal was to put $2,500 to my loans. So I'm just going to put in the $1,250 here. And that brings me to having $98 left over. But then I also had a previous balance. So I don't know why this isn't working right. For some reason that got deleted. Okay, so that's going to leave me with $461.21. So I'm just going to kind of leave that here for now, I think, because at the end of the month when I do like my kind of monthly reset for like my financial stuff and I'm setting up for September, I'll kind of go through and allocate leftover money for the month. But right now 98 feels like a good amount to have left over. I don't always do like a zero-based budget, so we'll keep it at that for now. And I'm actually going to change these categories because the things I'm going to start saving for, actually no, we'll just kind of leave them there for now, I guess, because like I said, I'm not like specifically putting like an amount from each paycheck to savings. I'm just going to take like the amount at the end of the month and kind of distribute it to where I want to. But that's kind of boring. It's only like two different things, just my spending account and then my loan. But I'm going to actually go ahead and look at my medical sinking fund that I had in savings here, because I had, if you didn't know, I saved up $1,500 for a medical sinking fund because I had to have a test done, and I was looking up costs and I wasn't sure how much it was going to end up costing with like not having my deductible met on my parents' insurance and all that. So I was just saving up for worst case scenario, and insurance ended up covering a decent amount of it, so my bill ended up only being like $300 something. So I was going back and forth on whether or not to just pay that off or what to do, but I actually wasn't aware that like with medical bills you can do minimum monthly payments and it's interest free. So I actually set it up on a 3-month payment, so it's like $100 and something a month, and that actually is going to work out okay because I have a medical budget every month for which is supposed to include like my therapy or any appointments I have. And for this month I budgeted $650. I don't know what I plan on budgeting every month for this, but I give myself like a pretty good budget for medical stuff, and I feel like this monthly payment can actually just fit in with that, because like my therapy and stuff ended up being less than what I originally thought it would be. So basically I'm just going to be trying to fit these minimum monthlies in that budget of $650 or whatever I choose to make it in the future. So then I was going back and forth of, okay, well, do I leave this money here for my next medical stuff coming up, because I have another procedure coming up or whatever later on that potentially could have a high cost to it. But again, I was like, well, I could always put it on minimum monthlies, and worst comes to worst, I could always take from my emergency savings if it ends up being something that like I can't even afford like the minimum monthlies or whatever, or that's not an option for some reason. Sorry, Fifi. I just hit her in the ear. So basically, long story short, I decided I'm actually going to get rid of this medical sinking fund because I don't think it's necessary. And I think this money could be doing better somewhere else. So I've been going back and forth, and basically I need to allocate this $1,500. I just need to figure out what exactly I want to do with it. So that's what I'm going to figure out right now. I'm going to wait to move any money anywhere till the end in case I put more money towards my loan, but I'm actually going to treat this money as a paycheck so we can kind of figure out where I want to distribute it. So let me just set this up real quick and figure out how I want to allocate it. So this little section over here, I'm going to use to allocate everything. We're going to put 1,500. There's actually some interest in there, so 84 cents. And then let's just get rid of these. Oops. I don't need to put any towards spending. I'm not putting anything towards emergency, and we're getting rid of medical. So let's change these categories. So other options that I want to be saving for, Christmas is one. And then I want to start a car sinking fund, which is what I might change this into. So I was thinking, what if I put $1,000 to my loans? And then I was thinking maybe putting enough to make the Christmas fund like 200 at least. So that would mean 125. And then whatever is left in there would just stay in there because it would go towards the car. So I would just change the sinking fund to be named car. And this sinking fund for car will be to pay for any repairs or like getting tires switched, like snow tires and whatnot, oil changes, inspection, all of that. And then I'm just going to keep adding to it because the idea would be that eventually it would be for me to get a new car. But I figured I could just kind of keep it all together. That's like my car fund to pay for everything car related and hopefully for a new car. So yeah, I think I just figured out what the plan is here. So I'm going to leave the leftover money in the account from my paycheck to wait to move over the $950 at the end of the month when I do my reset. And then I'm going to move $125 from the medical sinking fund to the Christmas sinking fund. And then I'm going to keep that vault or whatever it is on the savings account and make it for my car. And then I'm going to take 1,000 of it and move it back to my checking, and then I'm going to put $2,250 to my loan. Okay, that's the plan. So let's do it all. So we'll start with, hopefully I can just move over money from the medical to the Christmas. Let's see if it lets me. Move from medical, done, to Christmas. Done. And we're gonna move over $125. Review and slide to confirm. Let me see if I can change edit goal. So edit vault name, here we go. It's now called car. And now I'm gonna try to move $1,000 over to my checking, hopefully. So from car to checking, $1,000. Cool. Okay, so now the car has $375.84. And I can kind of edit my goal on here. So I'm gonna make my goal, I don't know, should I make it like a small goal to start for just to cover yearly expenses, or should we shoot for the stars and make it like 10,000 or something? I guess I'll make it 10,000. That all looks good. Now I'm going to go to my checking account. So we're on my checking account, and now we are going to pay to my loan. So we're gonna put $2,250 to my student loan, which, if you don't know, if you haven't like watched these regularly and you're not like keeping up and like you just popped on this one for some reason, I have a whole like plan for paying off student loans. I have a whole video that kind of breaks down what that plan is, but basically I am right now focusing on like hardcore paying off one of my loans. I haven't started, I'm still in like the what do they call this period? The grace period, I think is what they call it. So I actually haven't started paying back my loans yet. Like I don't have minimum monthly payments yet. That will start in October, I believe. So right now I'm just like hardcore like hitting this one loan to try to pay it off as fast as I can. Yeah, there's in the grace period, that's what it's called. So I've just been kind of doing my best to put whatever I can to this one and my goal was to have it paid off by May. It's now kind of looking like it could be April, and we'll see what it does when I put this money towards it too, how that affects my goal more. This was like my, I think, highest balance loan. I know it's my highest interest rate loan. So we're gonna put how much are we putting towards this? $2,250. Make sure it's going to the right loan. Payment review, $2,250. Submit payment. Okay, the payment was submitted. So let's see what that should bring my balance down to, because there was interest on there. So it was $47.04 of interest. Now let me see if it'll let me go to $47.04 plus. So that should bring it down to almost like 12,000. It's almost under 12,000. That's so exciting. That means like next month it should be under 10,000. It just like is a fun brain game for me, basically. Okay, hopefully this actually went through. Okay, yeah, it's scheduled. That should leave me with, let's see, I can't math right now, but like 1,100 or something in my checking, and then 950 will go over, I think. No, wait, 1,200 or 300 and something. And then 950 will go over to my checking, and then I'll have some left over that I can decide what I want to do with at the end of the month. Let's take a look at my other account. I believe I paid my credit card bill. I don't know if it would have went through yet. Let me make sure I did. My credit card bill was a hefty amount. I don't know if I paid it yet. I was waiting for everything to go through, I think. So I can't remember if I scheduled a payment. Doesn't look like I did, because there's still one transaction that's taking forever to go through. Okay, let's pay my credit card bill too. So it's the balance is $397.60 right now. Okay, I submitted a payment. Okay, I thought I did that already. That's okay. So that'll bring my balance down quite a bit in my checking, but still okay on the amount. I didn't do very good with spending this month, but that's okay. Okay, so a little bit of recap here. We left $475 in the account to be part of my spending, to be moved over to my spending account at the end of the month. We put $2,250 to my loans, and we moved $125 to my Christmas sinking fund, and we changed my medical sinking fund to be a car sinking fund now, and it has $375.84 in it. So that's good, because that will help to cover costs of getting my snow tires on, and then I'll keep adding to it, and then eventually the goal would be that it has enough to cover whatever sort of costs I have related to my car, and then if I keep adding to it, hopefully I can get a new car, would be the goal. So I just want to take a look real quick at my Microsoft Excel. I have a Microsoft Excel for paying off my loan, and I just want to see what happens if I change this to be 3,500 instead of 2,500. So if I change this to be paying off 3,500 instead of 2,500 this month, is that how much I put towards it then? I think so. Yeah, I put an extra 1,000. Then that drops it down to, it's still me paying it off in April, but it's like only $98 or like $100 that I have left to pay. So that's exciting. Yeah, that's really cool. So you get a little sneak peek on progress of this loan. I was thinking about doing like an update, but I think I might wait until I pay off one whole loan to do an update, but I don't know. We'll see what I decide to do. I feel like now I'm like, my goal was May, and now I'm like, well, now my goal is April, and then I'm like in my head thinking, well, I could do it even sooner. But I've been recording for like 22 minutes, but I feel like I'm gonna be cutting out a lot of stuff, so hopefully this video wasn't too long. I feel like it's gonna be like a shorter one for sure. But yeah, that's basically everything I do for my payday routine. It's pretty simple, but also, I don't really have a lot of stuff going on right now. Like, I don't really have many responsibilities for things right now. So I'm really taking advantage of that and just throwing so much money to debt, which is such a blessing. Like, I know it's like not normal to be able to do this, and so I'm trying to take full advantage of it and just do my best to spend as little as possible and just throw money to debt. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my little payday routine. I know it's pretty simple and not much goes on, but I figured some people might be interested, so I think I'll continue to share these. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if I decide to do like one for every paycheck, or if I start just doing one a month, because I do also do a monthly financial reset every month to kind of show you like how my spending was the month before and what my goals are and what my budget is for the next month. So we'll see if I end up doing one of these bonus every paycheck or whatnot. Anyways, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also comment down below. Any sort of engagement with my videos really does help out my channel, and it is much appreciated, and it's really nice to kind of see when people have conversations or give advice or whatnot in the comments. I do read all of the comments, and it's just nice to see some interaction. Like, feels more like a community that way. Anyways, I'll stop blabbing now, but if you do decide to subscribe and stick around, I will see you in my next video. Bye!